If you're a landlord in Dubai or a tenant who's absorbed 3 straight years of rent increases, 2026 is where the balance of power starts to shift. For the last 2 years, the story was simple. Rents kept rising, landlords dictated terms, and tenants either paid or moved further out. But as we enter 2026, the data points towards a different phase in the cycle. And mind you, this is not a correction per se, but likely a correction in leverage. Today I'll break down where rents are likely to soften, where they remain protected, and what you need to do now, whether you own the property or live in it. To understand 2026, you need to focus on one variable: supply. The record off-plan launches of 2023 and 2024 are now nearing completion, and most market forecasts place 2026 handovers in roughly the 40,000 to 50,000 unit range, depending on the delivery timelines. But here's one critical point: these handovers are not evenly distributed. Prime assets remain structurally undersupplied. For example, a quality villa in Dubai Hills or a genuine Seaview apartment on the Palm is not competing with mass inventory. Those tenants don't have many alternatives. The pressure is concentrated in mid-market commuter locations. Areas like JVC, Arjan, Furjan, Dubai South, parts of Business Bay, where multiple towers are handing over within shorter timeframes. This creates a vacuum effect. A tenant in an older building paying, let's say, 80,000 suddenly sees new units listed nearby for about the same rate, if not marginally more, with better layouts, better amenities, and fewer maintenance issues. And in that environment, tenants don't negotiate, they upgrade. This brings us to the biggest risk for landlords in 2026, and it's not people leaving Dubai, it's tenants upgrading. In tight markets, people tolerate older buildings. In supply-heavy markets, they don't. If you own a 10 or 12-year-old unit that hasn't been refreshed, you are now competing directly with brand new handovers that have been bought by investors with cash flow as their primary goal, not pushing headline rents. And many of these owners are willing to position their units aggressively or attractively, be it in terms of the rental amounts or the number of checks, just to avoid vacancy. And here's a reality most landlords underestimate. Even short vacancy periods can wipe out the gains people fight for in rent negotiations. Yield doesn't die from price corrections, it dies from empty units. Now, if you want to know the solution, I'll be covering that towards the end of this video. But moving forward, let's talk regulation. The Dubai Land Department introduced the Smart Rental Index, moving away from broad area averages to building-specific classification and grading. Now, this is an important evolution. Living in downtown doesn't automatically justify premium pricing if the building itself doesn't support it. For tenants, the rental index defines the legal ceiling for price increases, but it doesn't guarantee a landlord can actually achieve those numbers. If the index allows for an increase, but there are multiple vacant units in the same building listed below your current rent, then the market will override your calculation. Now, if you want to know the solution, if you're a landlord, your core strategy this year should be retention. A tenant who pays on time and maintains your unit is more valuable than squeezing out a marginal increase. If your property is older, invest in it now. Repaint, maybe service your AC, renovate, take care of visible wear and tear, because know that you will not be competing with last year's listings. You will also be competing with brand new supply. So some form of renovation in the form of new fit-outs, furnishings, or furniture for that matter, that'll help you compete better. And as for tenants, this is your year to reassess. Early investors and developers prioritize cash flow and occupancy for their newly handed over units. And because of that, they will want you, or they will be rather incentivized to have you as a tenant in their property. So don't just accept renewal offers right off the bat. Consider that you have more leverage now and that you can look at other options, especially in supply-heavy communities. 2026 isn't a downturn, it's a return to discipline. This is the year where quality wins and overpricing loses. And if you're considering investing this year, look at communities that have genuine scarcity and not just generic supply. And make sure that in gated communities from well-known developers, etc. I know it can be quite confusing in today's market. And if you'd like help navigating this market, or if you'd like to be pointed in the right direction, I left my contact details in the description box below, so feel free to reach out to me.